This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Marcos SONA unveils new sports program, pushes to build next generation of champions. Eala battles hard, falls to Vondrousova in Canadian Open thriller, still climbs to 65th in WTA rankings. Pogačar defies odds, locks fourth Tour de France title with audacious attack. Piastri Masters rain chaos, claims Belgian GP thriller to extend title lead. England stuns Spain in shootout. Lionesses roar to back-to-back Women's Euro glory. Ichiro Suzuki steals the show, turns Baseball Hall of Fame induction into a comedy classic. Meanwhile, Rangers destroy Braves 8-1. Offense erupts as Texas completes sweep. In the WNBA Fever erupt past Sky 93-78. Kelsey Mitchell ignites with 35-point masterclass. And we get to know rising Philippine men's weightlifting star Albert Delos Santos. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 28th of July. Now, here's our roundup. Straight from State of the Nation address, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. announced a major push for sports development, aiming to bring back sports clubs and intramurals to schools nationwide. He vowed full support for Palarong Pambansa and Batang Pinoy Games this October in General Santos City, calling them breeding grounds for the next Pacquiaos, Heidelin Diaz's, and Carlos Yulos. Marcos promised investments in training facilities and grassroots programs, ensuring youth talents from across the nation can shine on the world stage. The president stressed that exposing kids to sports early builds discipline, teamwork, and confidence. His SONA even had a light moment as he hilariously declared PNP Chief Nikola Jokic III a champion for winning a charity bout by default against Davao City's acting mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte, drawing laughter from the crowd. Marcos highlighted that a revitalized sports culture could spot hidden talents from remote communities, turning them into national pride. The president also encouraged the private sector to partner with government in developing athletic programs that will produce future Filipino world champions. Now, speaking of world-class talent, Alex Eala took the fight to Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrousova, but the Czech star proved too steady in a dramatic three-set clash in Montreal. The Filipina tennis ace showed grit and determination, snatching the opening set 6-3 before Wimbledon 2023 champion Vondrousova turned the tide for a 3-6, 6-1, 6-2 victory at the WTA Canadian Open, a battle that lasted over 2 hours. Eala's aggressive game plan shone early, breaking Vondrousova twice to claim the first set. But the Czech star, known for her counterpunching and calm under pressure, capitalized on Eala's 11 unforced errors to sweep the second set and control the decider. Despite fighting back to hold serve twice in the final set, Eala could not prevent Vondrousova from closing it out in the 8th game. The loss denied Eala a shot at world number 27 Marta Kostyuk in the second round. Yet the 20-year-old Filipina still rose 4 spots to 65th in the latest WTA rankings, keeping her eyes locked on a busy lead-up to her highly anticipated U.S. Open debut in New York, running on October 24 to September 7. Magnolia fans, a brand new era has arrived for the hotshots. L.A. Tenorio, the veteran floor general known for his basketball IQ and unmatched leadership, is now calling the shots as head coach. Announced by San Miguel Sports Director Alfrancis Chua just before the Gilas Pilipinas friendly against Macau, this move has been in the works since Tenorio's golden run in Seaba. Chua says Tenorio has full control of his coaching staff, including the decision on whether to keep longtime coach Chito Victolero, who remains under contract until December. And it's not just the bench getting a shakeup. Jason Webb has been promoted to team governor, taking over from the retired Rene Pardo. Chua describes Webb as a diligent, player-oriented leader ready to drive the hotshots into this exciting new era. Moving on to cycling, rain-soaked streets and a neutralized stage couldn't cool Tadej Pogačar's fire as he clinched his fourth Tour de France crown in daredevil fashion. Pogačar, the 26-year-old Slovenian phenom, sealed victory with a fearless assault on the final stage. Already assured of the yellow jersey, he still attacked relentlessly on the slick Montmartre climbs, finishing fourth behind the stage winner Wout van Aert. Jonas Vingegaard took second overall, 4 minutes 24 seconds back, with Germany's Florian Lipowitz third. Organizers had neutralized times 50 kilometers out due to heavy rain, but Pogačar refused to coast, earning respect for his fearlessness. With 4 Tour titles and 21 career stage wins, Pogačar now sits one behind legends like Merckx and Indurain. Next, the Slovenian aims to add Paris-Roubaix and Milan-San Remo to his legendary Palmares. In F1, the storm may have drenched SPA Francorchamps, but nothing could douse Oscar Piastri's title charge. The McLaren driver conquered the rain-soaked Belgian Grand Prix, seizing his 6th win of 2025 and extending his championship lead. The 90-minute delay set the stage for a gripping showdown, and when the lights went out, Piastri pounced. He swept past teammate Lando Norris on the opening lap and never looked back. Norris's last chance attack faded when he ran wide at LA Source on lap 43, giving Piastri the checkered flag 3.415 seconds clear. Charles Leclerc completed the podium, holding off reigning world champ Max Verstappen, who had to settle for fourth. George Russell endured Mercedes' worst weekend of the season in fifth, while Alex Albon impressed with sixth for Williams. Lewis Hamilton stormed from a pit lane start to seventh. Piastri now leads the standings with 266 points, followed by teammate Lando Norris with 250 and Max Verstappen with 185 points. Next up, the Hungarian Grand Prix in Budapest on August 3 as the Papaya duo push their relentless march towards F1 supremacy. In football, Basel turned into a sea of jubilation as England clutched victory from the jaws of defeat, outlasting Spain 3-1 in a heart-pounding penalty shootout to defend their European crown. The Lionesses showed championship DNA once again, overcoming a 1-0 deficit to force a 1-1 draw after extra time, before delivering under pressure from the spot. Super sub Chloe Kelly iced the title, blasting home the winning penalty in classic big game fashion. Spain had their moments of brilliance. Mariona Caldente's first half header putting La Roja in control as they pushed to repeat their World Cup final triumph. But England never panicked, and when Alicia Russo rose high in the 57th minute to nod in the equalizer, the comeback was on. Among the crowd of more than 30,000 were Prince William and Princess Charlotte, beaming with pride and cheering every England surge. Seated across from them, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia of Spain lived every twist of La Roja's agonizing night. After the final whistle, Prince William joined the jubilant players on the pitch, congratulating Michelle Aguiemang and the entire squad, while King Charles III hailed the Lionesses' grit in a heartfelt post-match message. This is redemption and domination rolled into one, avenging the heartbreak of 2023 while etching England's name in history as back-to-back Euro champions. Cooperstown turned into a laugh fest as Ichiro Suzuki, baseball's first Japanese Hall of Fame inductee, delivered one of the funniest speeches ever heard at an induction ceremony. The legendary hitter, known for his 3,000 hits and laser focus at the plate, stunned 30,000 fans with his perfect English delivery, filled with hilarious punchlines and self-deprecating humor. From poking fun at his own stats to joking about an expired dinner invitation for the lone writer who didn't vote for him, Ichiro had the crowd in stitches. He even dropped a cheeky thank you to the Miami Marlins, admitting he had never heard of the team before signing with them in 2015. CC Sabathia, who played alongside Ichiro, summed it up best, saying he knew Ichiro could do that and that he is just happy that everyone finally saw how funny he is. Suzuki shared heartfelt thanks to the Seattle Mariners, the Yankees, and Hall of Famer Derek Jeter for believing in him throughout his career. He closed with a message that blended humor and respect, reminding everyone of the deep love and gratitude he holds for the game of baseball. More on baseball, the Texas Rangers are on a tear, crushing the Atlanta Braves 8-1 to complete a dominant 3-game sweep and match their season-high 6-game win streak. After a sluggish first half, the Rangers have found their groove at the plate, erupting for 123 runs this July, second most in the majors. Under new hitting coordinator Brett Boone, Texas's bats are finally matching their Major League best 3.13 ERA rotation. Josh Smith launched a homer while rookie Jack Leader dealt his fifth quality start, lowering his ERA to 4.09. Texas wrapped up an 8-1 homestand, climbing to 6 games over 500, now just 4 games back of the Astros and tied for the third AL wildcard spot. The Indiana Fever turned the United Center into their own playground, blasting the Chicago sky 93-78 behind a vintage performance from Kelsey Mitchell, who drained 7 triples on her way to 35 points. With Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese sidelined, the Fever relied on Mitchell's hot hand and a complete team effort. Aaliyah Boston dominated with 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Michaela Timpson and Ari McDonald combined for 24 off the bench. Indiana forced 23 turnovers and converted them into 31 points, closing the first quarter on an 18-2 blitz to seize control and never looking back. Rachel Banham led Chicago with 26 points while Kia Nurse and Camila Cardoso tried to spark a comeback, but Mitchell slammed the door with clutch shots down the stretch. The win marks the Fever's third double-digit victory over their rival this season, a clear statement that this team is hitting its stride even without its superstar players. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Ever wonder how pros make the cue ball curve like magic in billiards? In billiards, English or spin happens when a player hits the cue ball off-center to control its path. It can bend around blockers, set up the next shot, or pocket balls that seem impossible. This side spin is a skill that demands precision and practice. Mastering English can turn a good player into a true table artist. And once you learn it, every shot becomes a new opportunity for magic. It's time for our off-court buzzer. Nikola Jokic showed a side of himself we seldom see. Tears streaming down his face as his beloved horse crossed the finish line first back home in Serbia. The NBA champion and 3-time MVP, known for his usually calm and unflappable demeanor, couldn't hold back his emotions as Arena Sport TV captured the unforgettable moment. After watching his horse clinch victory, Jokic dropped his head in his hands, jumped the fence to embrace his driver, and gave his champion horse a heartfelt pat. And the celebration didn't stop there. In the winner's circle, Jokic took command of a magnum of champagne, drenching his team and even his horse before saving the final spray for himself. The image of Jokic, tears mixed with champagne, was a sharp contrast to his famously stoic reaction after leading the Denver Nuggets to the 2023 NBA title. For Jokic, horse racing has long been his true love, and on this day, it brought out a side of the Joker that basketball rarely sees. That's a roundup for tonight, the 28th of July. When we return, get to know rising Philippine men's weightlifting star Albert Delos Santos. So better keep it here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Zamboanga seems to be a breeding ground for weightlifting talent. And for young champion Albert De Los Santos, sports is more than just a game. It is a family affair. Let's get to know this weightlifter on the rise who can't wait to raise the flag in international competitions and bring honor to the country. Hello everybody, we are here right now inside the weightlifting gym at Rizal Memorial in Manila, where we will get to know one of the rising young stars when it comes to weightlifting here in the Philippines. Let's get to know Albert De Los Santos. So it's just days after your competition there at nag-ensayo ka na agad. No days off.
Well, after ng competition ko, we were actually, for me, it's been 4 days since I haven't trained. So when we arrived here, everything was still hectic after my comp, since we had to get papers and medyo na busy kami.
Okay. Yan, so tell me a little bit about what's going on here. I mean, you're here with your teammates. This is where you hang out every week.
If my competition, we do like a 1 month mandatory training. So not just every week, more like the entire month I'm here. So it's basically just a routine lang. Morning jog, 9 a.m. training. After that, another 3 p.m. training. So basically it's just autopilot for me. Autopilot.
Okay.
While having focus.
But what gets you up every day?
The thought of being better and striving for something more than what I had before. And also I want to make my mother proud and everybody back home. Okay. Your father and everybody here.
So obviously your mom has been around the sport for a while. Si Coach Diwa De Los Santos. How is it knowing that you're training every day and your mom is here? What's it like? Is it like a cheat code na knowing that somebody has the experience and then she just can impart the wisdom to you?
It's still basically family time. Since of course, sometimes minsan, my mom isn't always a coach. Mom din siya. She can always turn off and on which side she is, whenever pag sa competition or trying to take care of me with my stubbornness. Of course, every mother goes through that, taking care of its stubborn teenager, child.
How old are you now?
I'm currently turning 19 this August.
So Yan, tell me man, how did you get into the sport?
It's basically a family thing. Since way before me, my mom and dad focused back with my sister. And of course, back then I was just watching all these senior athletes, mga kuyas and athletes ko, the mga idols. Watching them every day really sparked something within me. It's parang where you get a good quality character development.
Your family is from Zamboanga. So from the beginning, did you know that this is what you were gonna do?
I knew what I was gonna do this, but I didn't know how far I could go. And after my first win back in 2023, that's when I think I can manage it. Not just medals, but ginto talaga. But ever since then, dun ako ng realization na I want more. Youth World Championship, that was when I won my first competition.
Okay.
My first international competition was back in 2021. But back then I was so small, placed at 7th, 12th. That's all I can remember. Basta I was in Group B. I was the lowest of the bunch.
From Zamboanga ba, kailan ka unang pumunta dito sa Manila to try to take weightlifting more seriously?
Kailan?
Yeah. And what age?
be honest naman, kahit wala ako dito, kahit I'm back home since we have a gym back home, everything's serious. Having my dad coaching me, watching me every day, there's no escape to it. Even my lazy, stubborn teenage, body, of course, would try to slack off. But of course, my family's always there to say, no, keep working. Kasi they always say, di nila to ginagawa para sa sarili nila. They're doing it for me.
What about for your school? Did you compete for your school? Like, what was the first school that you competed for?
Well, UZ, Universidad de Zamboanga. That's way back na. 2019 or 18. Pisa 2018. And ever since then, well, after my big win, that's when they really gave me full support. Like really full support, not just scholarships. That's it. And nagbibigay sila ng mga supplements, and they cater to what I want. I just ask them lang.
So how do you do that? Like, you're here in Manila training, tuwing kailan ka bumabalik doon?
When pagkatapos ng competition, luckily, they really do support me to the point na pagkatapos ng laro ko, doon ko na gawin yung mga activities ko. So, 1 month's worth of schoolwork, ibabawi ko after. Depends of if I did well. If I did well, of course, they're gonna just give me a break. That's it. Kasi they know the struggle, but of course, I'm always so willing to give the work.
First year college. Okay, what are you taking up?
Business.
Business.
Financial management.
Okay. So kung hindi ka atleta, ano sa tingin mo yung gagawin mo? Ano ba yung mga hilig mo aside from sports?
Multimedia.
Multimedia.
Camera work. Since back nung junior high, I picked up the hobby.
So you're good at photography? Like editing and videos?
Well, I visit that hobby in and out since wala din ako magawa sa after training. Besides video games, I try to have that hobby. Kasi diba, before I used to draw a lot, but when I realized how bad I was, sabi ko, let me explore around the word art. It isn't just drawing. So at least yun, yung mga photography, cinematography.
So Yan, what's next for you? I know SEA Games is coming up. Will you be participating in that?
I hope so, for sure. It's always been my dream since my dad also took part in SEA Games. I remember 1995. He won the heavyweight class of that time. So it'd be nice to have that like father, like son moment. Of course, I always want to make him proud. Also my mom. It would be a great pleasure talaga. Just even competing or stepping foot in those games, it would really be so much fun.
So in these 4 years, what goals do you want to see yourself check off your bucket list bago matapos yung time mo as a college student and of course an athlete?
And overall lang, balance it out, of course. And at least try to make a name for myself, of course, di ba? And yeah, overall and also be an inspiration then. I try to take over with Ate Heidi din. Parang what she is to me, I try to be the new generation. And knowing that fact that some like kids are also looking up to me, it's always so weird kasi back then, ako lang, like I'd look up to them, to my seniors, and to be in that spot na still shock, weirds me out. Parang di ko lang mabelieve. That's all.
All right, Yan, as a last message before we end our conversation here and your training day, what would you tell young men like yourself who have a dream, who have a sport, to try to build themselves into something that maybe, they didn't think they could become? Anybody who has a dream and needs to work towards that dream.
Stay humble. That's all I can say. Stay humble. Despite what obstacles you go through, no matter what, stay humble. No matter how many people try to pull you down or negativo, just stay positive. Stay positive, stay humble. Of course, mangyayari lang yan. Just take your time, it'll come. As long as you put in the work, it'll happen. Just trust the process, that's all. Really trust the process.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the future. Thank you so much for the time, and all the best. All the best. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's a privilege getting interviewed.
Up next, two teams, two directions. Ionescu and the Liberty are charging toward the postseason. Even without Stewie, they're not backing down. But Dallas, they've got pride, they've got young stars, and they've got nothing to lose. Who blinks first under the lights in Arlington? We're about to find out, so you better tune in, lock in, and keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, here we go. The Liberty are coming off a buzzer-beater heartbreaker. But if you think that loss shook them, you haven't been paying close attention. This is a team built to bounce back. Sabrina Ionescu scorched Los Angeles for 30. She was everywhere, mid-range, downtown, slashing to the rim. She put the Liberty on her back and nearly stole one without Breanna Stewart. But now, it's Dallas. The Wings have been searching for answers, and fast. They just got ran off their own floor by the Aces. Again. Yes, Arike Ogunbonwale got her 18, but the rotations were late. The defense leaked, and the transition game almost non-existent. Now, over their last 10, Dallas is giving up nearly 90 points a game, and that spells trouble when you're facing a Liberty squad that moves the ball like a hot knife through butter. 21 assists per game, Eastern Conference leaders in that department. Now, here's your key matchup. Natasha Cloud and Paige Beckers. Experience versus flash. Cloud's been quietly brilliant this year. Steady hand, lockdown on-ball defense. Now Beckers, still growing, still adjusting. But her shot creation and composure have shown flashes of what's to come. Now if Beckers goes off, the Wings have a chance. But if Cloud shuts her down early, it could get ugly in a hurry. And what about Breanna Stewart? Stewie, still day-to-day with that lower leg injury. And if she sits again, New York will need another all-hands-in performance. Jonkel Jones has to rebound like a beast. Lainey, she's due for a breakout night. Now, this isn't just about bouncing back from a tough loss for New York. This is about proving that they can still win without their MVP. For Dallas, it's a chance to protect their house, reestablish some confidence, and prove they're not a footnote in this playoff race. So stay ahead of the game as the WNBA playoff race intensifies, with contenders making statements and standings shifting fast. And here's your courtside breakdown for tomorrow's showdown. Liberty, Wings, who rises next? And that's a wrap on our Liberty Wings primer. One team is stacked, another is streaky. But if Sabrina is cooking and the ball is zipping around, Dallas better bring their A-game defensively. Because this is the WNBA, where a bounce, a block, a bucket can shift everything. So tune in, lock in, and as always, keep your eyes on the prize. Now, before we go, think on this. From a two-division undisputed world champion known for his masterful footwork, ironclad discipline, and unyielding faith, who fights not just for titles, but for his country and his people. Ukraine's Alexander Usyk once said, "Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what sustains you through the training, the sacrifices, and the time away from family. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on the Scorecard, where sports are our business and business is our sport right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.